A long time ago, in a 90s far, far away, LucasArts made a Star Wars flavoured first-person shooter. It was pretty cool. For an early FPS, this is one of the best. Same as me, it was released in 1995, just between Doom 2 and Duke Nukem 3D, and it shows. It was apparently inspired by a mod for Doom, which allowed players to run through a level that took place in the Death Star. Also pretty cool. The guys at LucasArts wrote a whole new engine for this game. What they came up with was the Jedi engine. Back in 1995 they were able to use the dark side to make room over room possible in 2.5D, as well as a bunch of other stuff that made this game stand out at the time. Looking up and down seems quite obvious these days, but back then it was pretty awesome. Anyway, this is Dark Forces. I used to play this on PlayStation 1, like the console scrub I am. I've got a lot of fond memories of this game, but I never completed it back in the day. I picked this up in the Star Wars pack years ago, but never got around to playing it. We follow Kyle Katarn, the biggest badass in the pre-Disney Star Wars. He's an ex-Imperial who joined the Rebels as a mercenary. Kyle is sent into this Imperial base in the first mission, to get the fucking Death Star plans of all things. Rogue One was great, but this is how the story actually goes. We have to fight through a bunch of stormtroopers to get them. Pretty standard stuff in the early game. One thing that stands out is just how good the game looks. This hollow thingy of the Death Star, I love this thing. Everything about the environment and sound design is just pure Star Wars. We pick up the Death Star plans here.
This is too easy. Now to get to my ship.
So most levels end with us backtracking to our ship, which is brilliantly rendered in about 6 whole polygons. Pretty amazing. But we didn't see that here because I went for this extra life.
Kyle delivers the plans to the Rebel Alliance. Soon afterwards, the Death Star is destroyed. But even as the Alliance celebrates this victory, another sinister plot is set in motion that will become an even greater concern for the rebellion.
We also get some really nice cutscenes in this game, with major characters from the films. The presentation is just great. The voice acting is top notch too.
The demonstration lives up to your claims. Proceed.
So unlike Doom, it has a real story.
Commander, for responding at such short notice. The Empire has been keeping us on the run since the destruction of the Death Star. 5 days ago, the Empire attacked one of our secret bases in the city of Talay.
This is tech base to anybody out there. Please, we're under Imperial attack.
You can't fool me. That's Admiral Akbar. But for some reason, he's just some guy.
Very perceptive, Commander.
The next mission is about a rebel base that was wiped out by some sort of dark trooper. Cal takes the job and we set off. Attack base is pretty much the same affair as the first mission. Minor platforming section. The power's out, so we need to restore it to get the doors working. I kept forgetting that I could jump now from playing Doom so long, so this ledge tripped me up for a moment. I also had to look up how to use the headlamp and other things. But anyway, we blast our way through the ruins. Stop by this bar for some Jabba juice or whatever. Start a bar fight, win, and do some light platforming. There's goggles behind the turbine. Now the doors are open, we can move this bridge along to get to the next area. There's some kind of bunker here. We fight through it and get inside, where there are loads of plastic boys. We get to the viewport of the bunker, and there's a dark trooper weapon here.
Go ahead, Kyle. Looks like
backtrack through the map to the ship. The next mission is all about finding out about this weapon. Markings lead us to an engineer called Moff Rebus. We have to find this guy. Seems simple enough. Well, this dude is hiding out in the second worst level in the game. Fuck this dude. I spent ages floating through rivers of shit for this chump.
Incredible smell you discovered!
Anyway, I look at the weird distortion on the ship and then head off. This mission is filled with all these droids. They're pretty cool, except these tiny little remotes. I can never seem to hit them.
Eyes can deceive you, don't trust them.
Even with my eyes closed. The sewage is also filled with all the Dianogas in the galaxy. Those things from the Death Star trash compactor, they're everywhere. And you have to go around this level multiple times. It's not hard, it's just tedious. Anyway, we find this bumblefuck and go to a better level.
Get out of this mess.
Now we have a lead on where the Dark Trooper weapons are made. We head to an Imperial research site to gather a sample of the metal they're testing. We skip across this canyon and jump in a pipe. Inside, we're instantly in the thick of it, blasting our way through. A new enemy in the form of these 3D turrets is introduced here. Fuck these turrets. First death. So far the game has been easy, so fair enough. There's an Imperial code you might recognise if you've played Outcast. There's also this cool puzzle that reminds me of that one scene in Rogue One. Between getting the Death Star plans and this, it makes me think they looked into this game for inspiration when making that movie. Anyway, grab the frick and get the frick out. Fun level. I only got a little bit lost. So now we head to this place called the Blood Moon, where the frick is mined. It's a fun level with a decent amount of action. I like the setup for most levels. Here's a base. Get in it, complete the objectives. It's a change of pace after sweating doom for so long, just powering through enemies. This level gets quite labyrinthian at times. After ducking under these crushers in the mine, we get to the centre and plant these charges. I'm ambushed by a Phase 1 Dark Trooper. Fucker thinks he's Grey Fox, but he's really just a little bitch. Time to get out of here. This switch was hard to do, since I could barely tell it was opening the doors at the other end. But eventually I cracked it, and it made a nice action scene. The planet explodes, which is unfortunate for them. And we're treated to more cutscenes.
Katarn will never come near this ship. My new hire will see to that.
Boba Fett's in this game. Oh shit, that's going to be a tough battle. In the meantime, our next mission is to find Crix Madine, that guy from Return of the Jedi. Okay, cool, let's blast this dude out of prison. So I instantly fell off the cliff right at the start. Oh well. Anyway, the briefing says we're outnumbered, so we should use stealth, but we're always outnumbered, so don't pay much attention to that. We're Kyle frickin' Katarn, not Snake. Let's get blasting. We infiltrate the prison. You can blow these holes up. You need to know that to progress in places. Turrets still suck in this map. I hate fighting them, but what's worse are these fucking mines. They killed me more than any enemy in the game, and sometimes they're hidden under health pickups. It's evil. Blasting enemies around walls is cool, but you can hit yourself. It just adds a layer of chaos to the action. My only gripe is that I wish it was easier to tell which surfaces bounced lasers and which didn't. But anyway, after going through the list, I found this screen with stormtroopers. They're trying to shoot through it, and this happened. I later fell for the same trick, so joke's on me. The prison area looks sick, just like the movies. I fell into this pit here and... fucking mines. Also, what the fuck is this microwave hallway? I already said I wasn't Snake.
We're running out of time.
Finding our way around here can be tough, but eventually we get the right code to open the cell.
Okay, Jan, I've rescued Madine.
Don't hang around. Let's get out of here before your airport arrives.
Crix tells us about Rom Mock. His backstory is pretty interesting. Considering the prequels hadn't happened yet, it mentions the Clone Wars, which makes this a nice little time capsule.
You fought in the Clone Wars?
So the next mission is to place a tracker on a smuggler's ship that can lead us to the robotics factory that has been making the Phase 1 troopers. A short but sweet mission. Ooh, what's this? Fucking mines! So the smuggler's ship looks just like the Tantive, and again I'm reminded how good this game looks, even in DOSBox. Is that the first toilet in Star Wars? That's cool. So this is the first real key hunting mission. We need them to unlock the rest of the ship. And wait, is that Sam Fisher?
The rest of your life is all you've got, and how painful that is depends on your cooperation.
What a knob. Seriously, who puts mines on the pickups? Plant the tracker and then we're done. Next up is the robotics facility itself. It's on an ice planet, so get ready to slide about. Be careful when getting the ice cleats. I got stuck in this bug where you can only move as fast as glacial fucking motion.
A few inches later.
Eventually got the cleats and I'm just glad that's over. Getting into the facility is a bit obscure. We have to get this key or jump across here. This path is hidden behind a waterfall. It's obvious it's there, but I spent a while looking for it. Follow the conveyors, shoot this switch. Ignore these turrets, we can outrun them. Wow, that was rude. Jump through here to get the red key. And then we have to turn off this fan. Drop down into the gas room. I didn't realise at the time, but hitting this switch by the red key deactivates the gas. I put the gas mask on anyway since this sign told me to. Health and safety after all.
Charge 1.
easy mission. I only died because I got cornered by this Dark Trooper. Everywhere Kyle goes, explosions follow. Onward to Nar Shaddaa. For some reason. I'd stopped paying attention to what's going on at this point, but the gist is we're looking for more smuggler ships connected to the Empire. Mock's got a bounty on our head too, so bounty hunters will be gunning for us. I assume that means these Trandoshans with the concussion rifle. I'm glad later games demoted these guys to heavy repeaters. They are annoying. Not as annoying as fucking mines though, Jesus. Other than that, nothing too difficult. More pig guards and grenade grams. I got stuck in this room for a while, since there was no clear exit, but apparently this was the way to go. Okay, game. There's also this weird invisible wall section that hurts you if you touch it. That's fine, but there's no indication that it's here, even with IR goggles. Other than that, it's a fairly straightforward affair. We grab the nav card and escape.
Jan, I found an Imperial nav card. Those must be smugglers to the Ark Hammer. I think it's time to get out of here.
Oh no, we're captured by none other than Jabba. At this point I was thinking to myself, the game's too easy. Maybe I should play it on hard just to challenge myself. Well, I'm glad I didn't.
Jabba, what have you done with Jan? If any harm comes to her, I'll personally shove my blaster down your slimy throat. I wish you were here too, Jabba. There's nothing like roast Kel Dragon.
After we get captured by Jabba the JPEG, we're stripped of all our weapons and forced to play the worst level of the game. It's not bad, but the mines in this level killed me more than the Kel Dragons did. Seriously, there are mines hidden behind doors, behind corners, and fuck this level. I got so sick of replaying this mission due to bullshit mines that I just started running past all the guards until I get my weapons back. I only stopped for a quick drink of Jawa juice. Fuck this level, get the nav card back, save Jan, get the fuck out.
Thanks, I thought I was done for.
Time for...
We're past the worst the game has to offer. No more mines for the rest of the game, so smooth sailing from here. Next stop, Imperial City. mission sends us looking for an encryption key, so we can find out where the nav card has been. Cool. This map looks good, the textures have that Minecraft obsidian feel to them. It looks great for the heart of the Empire, but I wouldn't guess it takes place on Coruscant if I didn't already know. There's also these statues of what I'm assuming is the Emperor that get damaged as you shoot them. Nice detail. We also get the Dark Trooper weapon from level 2, but this time we can use it. Anyway, we have lots of Stormies here to blast. Back to basics, but I did need to restart this level. One death trying to kill these turrets instead of running past. Almost 2 deaths trying to get revenge. Just to get murked coming out of this door. And then double killed by this Dark Trooper using aimbot. Going back through, I get killed by this droid that's using the Martyrdom perk, but I'm ready for the Dark Trooper this time. Down in this vault we have the hardest puzzle in the game. It's nothing too challenging, but I did spend longer than I'd like trying to figure it out. Use this map to figure out which doors to open.
Navicard inserted and decoding.
We grab the encryption key and Jan sounds like she's in trouble, so we better head back.
Kyle, something strange is going down over here. Get back here. I mean it.
Oh shit, it's Boba Fett. If this is anything like Academy, then this'll be a tough fight. I fall to my death trying to strafe him, my bad. Round 2. It was a bit of a pushover. Oh well. Jan shows back up and we're ready to go.
Where are you? I'm back at the landing pad.
Where were you, Jan?
I had TIE fighters all over me. I had to properly dispose of them.
The nav data leads us to an Imperial fuel station. I like this level. There are all these barrels that make blowing up plastic boys very satisfying. There's also plenty of Trandos here so we can stock up on repeater ammo. But this level's not without its faults. Everything looks the same, so it's hard to tell where to go. I hate this platforming section. The platform moves really slowly. And if you fall at any point, you have to do the 3-step process all over again. I actually got stuck in the geometry here as well, which completely stopped me, forcing me to reload, so don't do that. After pressing this switch, there's no indication of what it does, so I thought this blue door was the way to progress. So I had to do this platform section again. This game has a habit of randomly respawning enemies. This isn't usually a problem, but while I was waiting for these slow-ass moving platforms, I was taking notes and stormtroopers kept respawning and getting a cheeky shot in. My own fault for being AFK, so not a major complaint. After backtracking with the blue key, I found out it was just a secret room. The switch actually opens this door, which takes us to a smuggler's ship. What does that say? Buttfest? weird. We end the mission in the bridge and head off to the Superstar Destroyer.
Smuggler ship secured.
Good job, Kyle.
Now launching. I'll see you on the dark side, Jan.
Good luck, Kyle, and may the Force be with you.
The next level starts where we left off, but now we're on board the Executor, Vader's ship from Empire. I like that the imps unloaded all the buttfest cargo. It's a cool detail. We're hot on the trail of the Dark Trooper project, so we start seeing more of them from now on. Nothing too fancy in this level, just keep blasting. This TIE fighter just chilling in the hangar is a cool touch. There's also this room with a jumping segment, but I had no idea it was here until this lift randomly revealed itself. Anyway, this battle with 3 Dark Troopers was almost laughable since they just stayed in the holes. Now to move this thing along with some switches. Honestly, I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but get inside it to end the level. Oh, so it's like a barge thing, cool. We're off to the Ark Hammer, the heart of the Dark Trooper project. Let's shut this baby down once and for all. To do this we need to set 3 charges, the magic number that blows up everything from ships to planets in this game. The game ramps up in difficulty just a touch here. There's no mines, but the turrets are back and gave me some trouble at one point. These cranes are annoying too, since they seem to hit without touching you, but you can sneak some mortars onto it with this gap. All the rooms we have to plant charges in look like this.
That's one.
And there's this conveyor section between them. I'm not sure if strafe running and bunny hopping across this was the intended method of progression, but fuck it, I can taste the end of this game. Overall, there's not much new going on in this level. We fight a lot more Dark Troopers, who actually gave me some trouble, more than the final boss did. Mr. Mock himself has some monologue about combat and honour.
It's been a long time since I've challenged a man to battle. I'm glad my opponent is so worthy.
But it's not important. We just blast this fool away and escape on the shuttle.
This is an unfortunate setback. The Force is strong with Katarn.
presented with a medal for our efforts, and is that Earth? Why is there a picture of Earth on a Star Wars medal? Whatever. And that was Dark Forces. If you somehow made it this far, thanks for watching.